It's you, Aquarius, just in time for your Aquarius July 2021 reading. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, for those of you who are stopping by for the first time, and for the subscribers. Great love and affection to you, as always. I'm so grateful for your continued interest, because I actually really enjoy doing these, and of course there wouldn't be much point if nobody watched, so I'm so glad that you're doing it. Now, this deck I actually obtained from directly, it's all hand painted, which you'll see. The deck from an artist in, I used to get around so much, I think it was San Francisco, the woman was. And anyway, earlier today I was seeing one of my private clients, and I used the deck in as part of the clairvoyant reading with her, and I have to tell you that the cards, they're just infused with spirit. They're infused with spirit is all I can say. So I will, and if you'd like to have a private reading, of course, just check out the info in the description. Now, what I will say is this, though, that the process that we're going to do is, as usual, just take 5 cards, because don't you find that all we need is 5 cards? Because for you and I, 5 is enough, because there's a 6 of swords, because oh, it's swords. I sound like a mod from the 60s, you know, like Roger Daltrey from The Who. Probably check that out, My Generation, that's the song. You find it on YouTube. Pretty cool even today, I think. Showing my age here. It's cool. That I made it this long, it's a miracle that I made it this far, so thank you God. I've still got plenty of love and enjoyment to share. So anyway, I've lost my train of thoughts. There's the 6 of Swords. I was going to say each card gives us, is jam-packed full of information. There's the Priestess, and so that's really all we need are 5 cards, don't you find? And so let's see what else there is. And here we have the Prince of Staves. Gee, you look like a space alien or something like that. You'll have a look at it in just a second. What might this be? The World! The World card. What a fascinating time it is. And there is the Moon. Well, why don't I think you're going to enjoy the pictures. I'll say that. I know that you're going to enjoy the reading, and I know that I'm going to enjoy doing it for you. So come down as usual. Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at these cards together while I do the reading for you. There now, can you see? What a fascinating set of cards for you. By the way, I'll just mention, if you would like to have a clairvoyant reading with me, just check out the description box below. But in any event, for you in particular, because of your very good inquiring mind, just have a look at the website, because I have some interesting material there on both clairvoyance and on astrology, which I think you'll find interesting. Now, I'm going to start here with the Priestess, because this looks like a fascinating painting. Now, what do you have to say to me? Well, I guess the Priestess, I'm just looking at this art here. The Priestess follows her own counsel above all others and rides the currents of her internal seascape without trying to direct its inclinations. She accepts the tides of her emotional and irrational self as wiser than her conscious mind, and takes her cues from her intuition rather than from outside guidance. Now here, she is asleep inside herself. The pattern on her body forms a spiral, like the arms of a galaxy spreading outward from her flesh. The towers of her throne are the towers in the Moon card. And you've got the Moon card here. See how they're the same sort of towers? Let's go back and have a look at her again, and then I'll say some more about her. But these towers are from the opposite side. Now the arch of stones between them is her spine. The red nebula in the sky behind her is her heart, and the black curves crossing it are her ribs. Her body is much like the changes in the weather or in a landscape, something outside of her control and beyond the reaches of her intention. She must listen to the inclinations of her mind and body and choose the course of her life from what they have to teach her. It is not, I don't think, that she allows them to master her. It is that she takes her own path of least resistance, harmonizing with the tendencies of the subconscious. Now, I call her the Priestess of the Silver Star. The moon is associated with her. You've got the moon card here, but the moon is very much associated with her. And the moon represents cycles, going with the flow of life. It's talking here about you having access to your intuitive powers, healing, independence, inner equilibrium, and an increasing level of self-confidence for you this month, discovering your own truth and having an emotional stability. Now, this woman here is in touch with her intuitive abilities, as you will be, and you, like her, can trust them completely. She perceives and is connected with her own inner voice, the internal guide and healer. This shows outwardly in her trust in and responsibility to herself. Now, like the camel, which can travel long stretches in the desert without water, you, when you have discovered your own inner spring, also radiate a satisfied sense of self-sufficiency. You find fertile oases in the innermost reaches of your being. The more you accept yourself and share with others, the deeper the clarity of your perceptions will become. Now, in this position here at the top and above the moon, it can also represent a platonic friendship which you have and which will provide satisfaction, or the commencement of a platonic relationship with somebody else. It may also refer to a period of alone time for you to work out what you really want and to let your mind process things. Changes inside are necessary to make changes on the outside. You know that, don't you? I think you need to connect and be more confident with your intuitive, feminine side. Now, the men, don't be concerned when I say that, because all of us men have a feminine aspect to us, just as all of the ladies have a male aspect to them. You now have access to your intuitive powers. This woman here can indicate extrasensory perception and intuitive abilities such as clairvoyance, creative visualization, certainly empathy, intuitive knowledge, and I think a degree of healing powers. Maybe try and develop those more fully. Are there areas in your life in which you allow others to influence you rather than trusting your own intuition? And I'd say this to you, seek out water as often as you can and meditate. Pray, and when you pray, don't use words, just set an intention, or without either meditating or praying, just sit and watch water and learn from it as much as you can. And say to yourself, I trust my intuitive abilities. I deeply honor and value the human being that I am. I am intuitive and perceptive. I trust myself and I honor my sense of integrity. Well, we really have to go to the moon card, I think, don't we, after that? Because here are these columns again. Let's have a Little look here. Well, there are those columns. A couple of, well, these are like those ancient Egyptian gods baying at the moon. These represent the portal through which the spirit goes after death towards the divinity. Now I call this the ruler of the flux and reflux, the child of the sons of the mighty. It is Neptune in Pisces with Venus exalted. And the question for you here is it a reality or is it an illusion? Neptune in Pisces. Well, Pisces is very much associated with the subconscious, with the emotions, with intuition, and with artistry. And this is the last of the major arcana for me, which has a zodiac sign assigned to it. Neptune in Pisces. Well, Neptune's watery depths are associated with dreams. Let's pull out here a bit. And also associated with visions and the imagination, which links it in really well, I think, with the qualities of the moon. There's a feeling that I have here of burning off of karma, the requirement to burn off karma, the interaction or struggle with the subconscious. Perhaps mental confusion, a difficult period mentally, I think, where you lack some clarity. Maybe it's because I've got this feeling of there is perhaps deception in the air. Deception in the air. It may well be, and I say it again, that there could be the development of some sort of psychic awareness for you at this time. But it is a time when something in your life is not as it appears to be. There is a situation which is deceiving. You may feel as if you are lost in life and unsure of which way to go. Lost in the dark, out in the woods at night with no signposts. But you know, this is going to be overcome tremendously, but this is a period that may be here. It's something to be on guard against. This can often represent the shadow self, those things lurking beneath you, your hidden self. Maybe harboring negativity that you have suppressed, or which you may not even be aware of. Well, there is a need here to release this destructive energy. Maybe there are feelings from childhood that have been repressed and are having a negative impact on your current situations. In any event, I think you have heard the call of the unknown now. You are on the threshold of new experience. Pay attention now to the voice of your heart and scrutinize calmly and carefully the offers of assistance and guidance you may receive. Now, quite left field from here. I'm also getting a great degree of sexuality around here. There's very much a sexualization of the energy which is around here. Now, that may take place physically, or it may take place in fantasy, but in either case, it's something which is healthy and which is good for you. What inner regions for you feel strange, alien, and unknown to you? Where are your blind spots? What experiences are you most afraid of? Do you know, I think you'll be gifted in turning difficult situations into positive events, working through difficult situations and relationships. You could have a great romantic desire here, and a desire not to be deceived or deluded by others, and you'll have little tolerance for self-deception or illusion. And you will have an unusual magnetism during this period, and as a result you'll find that you are very attractive to other people. So do with that what you will. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it one way or another. Now have these thoughts in mind during the period in relation to this energy. I enjoy making important decisions. I value honesty and integrity in relationships. I like what is mysterious within me and within others. I express myself fully and openly, like the moon, when it is responsible to do so. And through choice, whatever my experience is, I can change it. Well then, where shall we go next? Two very fascinating cards, those. Isn't the art on this interesting? Well, look at this. This looks like a madman. Why don't we have a look at it? Who is it? Who are you, crazy man? Oh, the Prince of Staves. Fire. Okay, well, let's have a look at the Prince of Staves. What do you have to say? What are you telling me from your appearance here? Well, the Prince of Staves is a madman. Like all madmen, he is a vessel of creative energy, an agent of chaos, whose value in looking at the world and his place within it lies in its otherness, while he has a tenuous grasp on reality and is not himself able to grasp the truth. He is a source of it for others. He is, if you like, a pawn in a larger universe and has a treasure of knowledge and esoteric insight buried within him, if only we knew how to listen. Now, as the Prince of Staves, he is, of course, the Prince of the Chariot of Fire. And the people around here of importance to you, I think, are going to be Leo and Cancer. This is a dynamic energy here with a very strong Leo influence. Now, esoterically, as a prince, he is air, and in the suit of staves, which is fire. Air and fire are complementary and active. They get on really well with each other, don't they? The air fuels the fire. And with the heart of a lion from Leo, he stands for honesty and integrity and what he believes to be for the common good. There is a strong sense of morality to his character. Now, what he does represent for you is a turning point when things have been going badly. Now, you have to use his energy, that firestorm energy, and that enthusiasm and drive to move to better things. And now is the right time to do it. You must wear the same confidence he has. He's reminding you to re-engage in life and tackle any challenges that come your way. Have a lustful life. He is courageous and he is loyal, and he speaks of blossoming love, intensity. Again, intuitive creativity I'm getting, which is coming from this priestess and the moon. And it's talking about coming out of darkness and into the light. He, like you at this time, is swift and strong, impulsive perhaps. Now I'm getting a sense of violence, maybe violent thoughts rather than actions. Violent thoughts, perhaps a violent but not dangerous reaction to something, because you will be just and noble and generous with a sense of humor. Now, this Prince of Staves is a fascinating expression of youthful, bubbling over energy and joy of life. His thoughts are daring and filled with creative power. His trust in his perception frees him, allowing him to move beyond former limitations in thought and action. He is perfectly ready to engage himself fully in facing life's tests and challenges, as you will be. But his greatest lesson is that his strong will can only help him towards his goal when it is in harmony with the will of the whole. You now have all you need. Don't let yourself be contained. Don't let yourself be slowed down. Life is prepared to receive you. Trust your boundless creative potential. Now, what challenges are present now in your life? Spread your arms wide and breathe deeply into your heart and say to yourself, I love life and life loves me. Well, I think I might turn to the Lord of Earned Success. See, you will be having success and you will have learnt it. Now here are three, well, we looked at a prince before, I assume these are three princes here. The Six of Swords. Do you know I have a great association with Christ consciousness, with Krishna consciousness, and with the consciousness of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he was taken by the Archangel Gabriel and provided by way of dictation with the Quran. Now this Six of Swords here, what is it? It is Mercury. Mercury ruling the second decan of your sign, Aquarius. The 30th of January to the 9th of February is that second there. Now Mercury is an air planet. So the airy planet of Mercury, which is about intelligence, finds itself in the fixed sign of air, which is your sign, Aquarius. Now, what's also good about this? Well, as you may know, Mercury happens to be exalted in Aquarius, which highlights the intellectual qualities of this card. Now, Aquarius, as you know, is an air sign, right? Which is detached sometimes, certainly is intellectual by nature, and Mercury's ability to analyze brings a clear perspective going forward. Now, this astrology for me suggests a somewhat detached but balanced assessment of a situation is needed. You need to analyze something without bias and too much emotion in order to get the best result. Now, you may also know that your sign is that of innovation and originality, and so you can maybe find yourself communicating ideas that are new or even unconventional in a very orderly way. You have the ability to analyze. This is earned success, so you are having success here after probably something of a struggle, which is why it is now earned. But you do have an all-embracing understanding of matters around you and objectivity, an all-encompassing vision, a big picture view. Now I think that there is an intellectual clarity coming to you now through your having learned from difficult experiences. Now you have grown through tough times, haven't you? And now you have a handle on life and can make intelligent decisions that will benefit your life. There's a greater level of awareness to your thinking and actions now. Now, it can also mean here for you that a situation that you haven't really been able to come to grips with is now getting better. You're now thinking out a better approach in dealing with the situation. You possess the ability to perceive on different levels and from different perspectives. Your understanding of things unites many different aspects. Now ask yourself, where are and what are the ruts in your life? But trust your insight and communicate in a way others will understand. Allow the rose to unfold and say to yourself, the rose of recognition finally blossoms in my heart. Well, then that takes us, I think, to our final companion here, which is the world. Now, what do we have here? Ah, lovely. A young girl seemingly in motion between two trees. These trees may well be the tree of knowledge of good and bad and the tree of life, which were found in the center of the Garden of Eden. And you can read about those in chapters 2 and 3 of the book of Genesis in the Christian Old Testament or the Hebrew Bible. And around them, these trees, their orbits a belt of planets and stars. And on her left hand, can you just see it down there? There is etched the numeral 1. Out of her open mouth is an explanation of sorts. 0, the belt of celestial bodies. 1, the human girl. And infinity, the trees, are equivalent and interchangeable. Find God in the trees. Find yourself in the space in between. Find yourself in the trees. Find space in God in between. Find space in the trees. Find God in the self in between, and so on. This view of the world and of the universe is one in which there is a place for you. Now, really, I call her the Great One of the night time. And she speaks to me of the completion of a project that your efforts are finally paying off. It's been a long, hard haul, I think, and you're almost there. But it is a reminder for you to finish what you've started. You're learning to take control of your destiny, and the power of your will be used to obtain results. It could well be that you're reaching a new level of spiritual understanding as well, you know. Do you know, this also speaks of completion and initiation, one who is gifted. I think you will be gifted in simultaneously completing the old and initiating the new. You'll be able to bring change into institutions and strongly structured environments. You may be ecologically minded. Certainly there'll be a desire to experience much of the world and its people as is possible. It is now possible for you to see things as they really are. The stage is set for a new beginning or a favorable completion. The events in your life are in harmony with the universe. From what aspects of your life is it time to free yourself? Is there a journey or an enterprise waiting for you to set it in motion? Trust your perceptions. Make a list of all unfinished situations whose resolution would give you a sense of relief. Say to yourself, I love to travel. I love to explore the unknown. I am excited about bringing ideas and creative projects into form. I deeply value making a contribution that makes the world and people around me better. I am at one with the universe. That's the way it is for you this month. Gee, I'm a bit exhausted after that. I don't know how you feel. That was great. I really, it's kind of draining though, isn't it, this business? I really enjoyed doing that for you, and I'm glad that you were able to participate along with me. It's been great to do it with you, and I'm looking forward to more in the future. But until that time, remember this, and remember one thing only, and it is that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.